Hello, darlings. How are you doing today? I hope you are having a phenomenal Monday. That you are not letting any of the smoke screen going on around you interfere with what your temple is supposed to be doing. Ain't it great? I did a part one. I did a part two, like I'm doing right now. I did a part two. I did a part three for the Super Bowl. But part two never came back through. And that was right before Valentine's Day. And on Valentine's Day, I was quite busy because I had lots of presents and treasures to deliver, like I'm Santa Claus, Miss Santa Claus, to a couple of places. So that I didn't get a chance to redo it on Valentine's Day for part two. I'm gonna do that now. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, my name is Denelzia. I have been deciphering everything from the Super Bowl performance. But today, for this one particularly, and I'm actually, even though the part two took me about 30 minutes to do, and I'm having to redo it, I'm actually quite glad that I'm having to redo it. After I got to think about it a few days, I said, part two was on Black hair, inventors, entrepreneurs. It was also on Uncle Bob, because the ladies for the performances wore bobs. So Uncle Bob from the Black Panther. And the segment that I had focused on during that time, it didn't come to me later. And I'm going to point that section out to you here in a minute, but it was paying homage to NWA, which is Negroes with an Attitude is what we're going to say. And after I had also meditated on it, I was reminded that the head is of everything, and that you have to have your own mind wrapped around. You have to have focus wrapped around your own head, which caused me to think of the crown chakra, which caused me to go back and think of the importance of your crown. Now, my crown is wrapped up today. I washed my hair earlier. It's conditioning right now because I've got to get ready for a performance. And when I perform, I want my curls bouncing all over the place. So, since I did not talk about crowns or any kind of chakras in the last video, I'm actually going to start my focal point on chakras. Okay. So I've got my notes. Let's see. And then we'll dive deep into how all of this relates. So let's talk about chakras. Chakras are energy centers within the human body, originating from ancient Indian spiritual practices, particularly in Hinduism and Buddhism. The term chakra comes from the Sanskrit word meaning wheel or disc, symbolizing the flow of energy through the body. There are 7 primary chakras, each associated with specific physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects. They are the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. Okay. So the root chakra is located at the base of the spine. It governs survival, stability, and grounding. Your sacral, positioned in the lower abdomen, it relates to creativity, pleasure, and emotional balance. Your solar plexus, found in the upper abdomen, it governs personal power, self-esteem, and confidence. Your heart chakra, located in the center of the chest, it connects to love, compassion, and forgiveness. Throat chakra, situated at the throat, it affects communication, self-expression, and truth. Your third eye chakra, positioned between the eyebrows, is linked to intuition, insight, and mental clarity. Your crown chakra, which is what I'm going to be focusing my conversation on today, is at the top of the head, and it represents spiritual connection, higher consciousness, and enlightenment. Each chakra is believed to influence not only physical health, but also emotional and spiritual well-being. Practices such as meditation, which I love, yoga, and energy healing can help balance and activate the chakras. Now, there are more than 7 chakras, but I'll go through the rest of the chakras. And just so you will know what they are. I'm not sure who Ricky Milan is. Anyway, so the other chakras are the Earth Star chakra, located below the feet. This chakra is associated with grounding, stability, and our connection to the earth. Soul Star chakra, positioned a few inches above the crown. It represents higher consciousness, spiritual awakening, and connection to the divine. Higher heart chakra, located above the heart chakra, it's linked to higher forms of love, compassion, and self-connection. Thymus chakra, or the higher heart chakra, sometimes considered an extension of the heart chakra. It governs healing, immune system strength, and the integration of emotional and spiritual health. The hand chakra, found in the palms of the hand, these chakras are related to giving and receiving energy, healing, and the expression of creativity through touch. Foot chakra. These are located on the soles of the feet and help with grounding and connecting us to the earth's energy. Auric chakra. There are parts. Hello, Ricky Milone. Welcome to the channel, darling. Best way to reach me is probably on Facebook or patreon.com, replenish7, baby. Okay. Let's see here. Any of my social sites underneath Denelsia Walker. Denelsia, last name Walker. Okay, so let's see. The auric chakra is what I covered last. Parts of the energy field surrounding the body and are sometimes divided into layers. They are believed to extend from the body, reflecting different aspects of our being, including emotional, mental, and spiritual states. Some systems also reference extracorporeal chakras, which exist outside of the physical body and are linked to universal or cosmic energy. The understanding of chakras can vary across spiritual and healing traditions, and the number of chakras and their locations may differ based on the system being used. So while watching the Super Bowl performance, let me share my screen. And I've watched the Super Bowl so many times that I would watch to capture, slow it down, which is why my first YouTube was so long when I was decoding. And yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna go directly to the part.
I want to perform their favorite song.
Y'all know who NW is. The F the Police song. They went through so much. You know they love to sue as well. So that was a double. Pay homage to NWA straight out of Compton. And then he's got the four ladies in the background, which we're discussing now in regards to crowns. So I went through the chakras. You now know most of all the chakras, including the ones outside of the seven. And let's go through a little bit of history and some things that history in regards to Black entrepreneurs, creators, and then how hair is viewed in economy in regards to African Americans and various hairstyles. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So now that we've gotten through the chakras and the importance of today's, we're going to focus on the crown during this session. Now, I've got dreads right now. I'm going to unwrap them real quick. I washed my hair this morning. It's conditioning right now. So, I got my dreads back in, started growing them from scratch. I had about half an inch of hair. But before then, I was wearing wigs, hair extensions, braids. And then for about a year after I had gotten mad one day, I came back from one of the physician's offices I was working at, and I said, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just going to cut my hair short. I'm going to start anew. This will be a transformation for me. So that's what I did. I had okay hair. It was probably like shoulder length at the time. And so I cut it down to about half an inch and just let my hair grow out naturally because I had a perm. And I would still wear the wigs and stuff to the doctor's office until I got it long enough where I could start to go get natural hairstyles. For my natural hairstyles, I would like wear it like braided and then have like a little afro puff, or I would have it braided and I'd have like little coils going to the side in curls and stuff. And so for about a year, I wore natural hair in different styles without putting a lot of extra into it. And then in 2017, I decided to do dreads. But I never, and I've had my own personal experiences wearing natural hairstyles in the workforce and trying to blend in with establishments. And one of the first things in my resume, I've worked a lot of places. You can't tell by my name that I'm African American, nor by how I write. And then if I'm on the phone, nor by how I talk. There's little things you do to change things up when you get into corporate America. You talk more proper and in a line instead of being your authentic self. All right. So Black inventors and entrepreneurs played a role in the development and popularization of wigs for Black Americans. Here are some key figures in history of wigs and hair pieces tailored for Black hair. Christina Jenkins, 1920 to 2003. a Black American woman who is credited for inventing the sew-in weave in the 1950s. While not a wig, her method revolutionized hairstyling by providing a more natural and durable alternative to wigs. I love to used to get sew-ins as well. They normally last me about a month and a half. And it was almost always a bob. Madam C.J. Walker, 1867 to 1919. Though primarily known for her hair care products, she also contributed to the wig making industry by providing hair pieces and extensions for Black women. Uh, where I live, I like to visit the Madam C.J. Walker Theater. I went last year to their festival, their Legacy Festival. And then they have her at the airport when you first walk into the airport before when you go into the eatery section. They've got her on the wall on the left hand side, that whole section. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure I got pictures, but I'm not going to look them up right now because I've taken pictures there at the airport. But they've got her there on the left hand side, and whoever did the mural for Indiana did a fabulous job. Sarah Spencer Washington, 1889 to 1953, founder of the Apex News and Hair Company. She was a Black entrepreneur who sold wigs and hairpieces as part of her extensive beauty product line. Many wig makers and companies that cater specifically to Black Americans in the 20th century were Black owned, ensuring that wigs were made with natural textures that suited Black hair. Today, Black entrepreneurs continue to dominate the custom wig and hair extension industry. I say if it looks good on you, baby, do what you do. All right. All right. Now, because the hair was bob style, and I didn't know this previously, but I did talk about it in the video before I had to remake this one. I said there has got to be some significance here with this red, black bob. And so it turns out Robert Lee Johnson, known as Uncle Bob, uh, and the Black Panther Party. So, let's see here. And I'll let you look up information on Uncle Bob. Robert Lee Johnson. Yes. A few other things I thought of were Cruella in the Dalmatians movie. And then I also thought of the song Hiss, Tina Snow versus Megan, um, where they had the different hair. They had the black side and they had the white side of the hair. So one was like their alter ego. I also thought of things like assimilation, rebellion, and unity. So the dancers were all assimilated, but the stars, they're all stars, but the main stars like Serena Williams, Caesar, they had different hairstyles. So only the dancers had the assimilation. And I thought of the workplace in regards to assimilation, corporate workplace. So, Not Like Us, the song that he was hinting at possibly performing right then. It's about exposing fakeness, gatekeeping, culture, and revenge, much like Cruella and Hiss. Kendrick's feud with Drake involves industry deception, which loosely aligns with the Megan's Law reference in Hiss, though in a different way. How it all ties together. Duality and identity. Each artist embraced a split identity. Cruella, Tina Snow, Megan, Kendrick's performance imagery, exposing fakes and call out betrayal. Ooh, hold on. We all still have coughs. Drink me a little decaf coffee. Um, Rebellion and power shift. All of them break norms, challenge the system, and reclaim control. Fashion and aesthetic symbolism, half-colored wigs, hair, synchronized red and black wigs at the Super Bowl, all visual representation of these themes. It's like all three stories represent fighting against those who try to control or define them while using art, fashion, and music as their weapons. Now, I talked more about the attire Kendrick had on in the very first video, marked part 1. If you want to go back, and I'll place the links below and listen to that video. Hold just a moment.
Oh, you.
Okay. So, the other part that I touched base on, let's see. Oh, Uncle Bob, him from Compton. Yes, just a FYI. A simulation, workplace and conformity, professionalism often equals whiteness. Natural hairstyles like afro locks and braids have been deemed unprofessional in corporate spaces, forcing Black women and men to alter their appearance to fit in. Crown Act, we're going to dig deeper. Laws had to be created just to protect Black people from discrimination based on their natural hair. Code switching plus presentation. It's not just about looks. Black professionals often feel pressure to change speech, behavior, and even names to fit corporate expectations, which is what I was talking about earlier when I gave the example. Beauty standards we can never fully achieve. Eurocentric beauty ideals. The wig and weave industry, while wigs are a form of expression, they also reflect the historical pressure to assimilate, straight hair being preferred over natural curls. You know what? I watched on TikTok today, some girl ordered from, I've never ordered from Temu, but black skinned woman on, no, it wasn't TikTok because I'm banned from TikTok. It was on Snapchat. I was over on Snapchat getting some things together and messaging people back. And she got the wig from Temu. I think she said she paid $80 for it, which, oh, okay. It came curly. It was long. It came curly. And she took it out of the package, and it had, I've never had that when I've gotten a wig. All my wigs have had like bangs or something. Had like mesh in front of it. And then Rich Milton just hit me up on my Facebook. Anyway, thank you, darling. And then the hair, she took a straightening thing and she started straightening the curly hair. The hair looked, even though it was a wig and it came with curls, it was cute as is. I really don't know why she took the time to straighten it unless that was just simply her preference. But it is preferred, I guess, that for straight hair instead of curly. And then I used to have somebody, I used to be on the track team at Lawrence North. And one of my friends, who I still am friends with, well, associate, to this day who's on my Facebook page. She's light skinned, she's mixed, she's got curly hair, and we ran track. And she would always get her hair straightened. So it's that straight hair thing. You know what that is. But I love curls. So yeah. Now, colorisms. The closer one is to European features, the more they are often privileged in media, work, and relationships. Let's talk about colorism, baby. Let's dig. So, colorism, I didn't see a lot of colorism is something we're experiencing right now, of course. With the immigrants being sent back to their countries or the other things that are going on. Because they are more proximity to European features, I think that is part of the mental behind what's going on right now in the United States of America. If colorism hadn't been an issue, I don't think any of what we're going through right now on President's Day or since November the 5th would be happening. So colorism is huge, not just amongst Europeans and Blacks, but anything outside of European or Eurocentric features. And yes, definitely treated differently. Definitely. All right, symbolism. Blending in for survival. The performance and the bob wigs. Black and white split or red and black split represents duality, alter ego. Struggle between embracing natural blackness versus conforming to Western beauty standards. Power, madness, nonconformity, but also manipulation and deception, tying into the music industry or workplace expectations or society in general. Black artists, professionals, and creators continue to redefine beauty and power on their own terms, from the natural hair movement to the self-expression in music, fashion, and film. The question, how do we keep pushing against a simulation while still navigating a world built on these oppressive standards? I do feel like over time, excuse me, my juice, that we are embracing more of our natural beauty and rejecting outdated Eurocentric standards. The natural hair movement, rise of melanated beauty representation, and cultural pride have all played a huge role. So the signs of progress, natural hair movement, the Crown Act, representation in media, Black-owned beauty brands, we're finally getting more visibility in fashion, TV, and beauty campaigns. The challenges that still exist are texturism and colorism. Lighter skin and looser curls are still often privileged in media and beauty industries. Workplace bias. Some jobs still push straight hair as professional despite the Crown Act. Internalized beauty standards. Some women still feel pressure to wear wigs, weaves, or lighten their skin due to long-standing beauty biases. Excuse me. I'm recording. I'm glad you're back safely. Awesome. I'm gonna wrap it up though, so keep it down. Let's tie some things in since we're talking about the crown. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Helps if I open the right one, huh? All right. So just to refresh while I'm bringing up things, we talked about chakras, the 7 main ones, the ones outside the 7 ones. We talked about Black inventors and entrepreneurs. We talked about Uncle Bob, Robert Lee Johnson. We talked about assimilation. We also went ahead and talked about well, I guess in addition to assimilation, how far we've come as far as progress. And we're going to wrap it up here. If conforming to European standards, one is not owning their crown. Hence, Crown Chakra, which in the Bible, a woman's hair is her crown and glory, or a batala owning the head is the highest chakra normally recognized. Doesn't have to be African religion, whatever religion you practice in order to reach your crown chakra. Okay? There's a deeper spiritual and cultural connection to the concept of owning one's crown, especially when considering the symbolism of hair and its significance in different traditions. Hair as a woman's crown and glory, biblical reference in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 11:15 states, "But if a woman has long hair, it's her glory, for long hair is given to her as a covering." This verse highlights the belief that a woman's hair is her glory and should be honored as part of her divine creation. Hair is seen as a symbol of beauty, power, and connection to the divine. For women, hair is often associated with a sense of identity and personal strength, and in some interpretations, it is thought to reflect spiritual well-being and a connection to higher consciousness. Thank you, sisters. I'm going to move them over briefly. Actually, I'm going to just go ahead and